our project reimagine, a lot of things were mentioned. Some folks said, they saw some of those solutions out there in and around what is this thing called project operations, when do you use that, when do you use project online, um, just different things. We get these questions all the time from our clients. So I really just wanted to take you through a couple things that, we help our clients, really make a decision, and then sort of walk through a couple of those points and then open it up to some questions. I will point you in an area where you can see a demonstration of anything and everything that's out there. If you want to go into further information or detail, and you can always reach out to us if you have any questions. All right, sound like a plan? Good. So I'm going to go ahead and just share a couple things. It helps me when I talk to clients to just sort of frame, where we're at and what we're going to be doing here. The first thing is we wouldn't be looking at a solution if we didn't have any key issues that we're trying to resolve. In the area of, we are all doing a lot of things and we have these different systems and different processes, and I just don't know from a team member perspective of where to go, and then there's also this theme of repetitive tasks. So tasks that are, um, you know, recurring over and over. And why are we taking time doing those? Can we automate some of this? Why am I going over and seeing one solution over here and then having to literally copy and paste the words and put it over in another task management area? That's what we're trying to do. So what we've seen is to provide one solution, to do it all. So choosing the right tool doesn't have to be an all or one, right? You can do with one group, you can do, let's use the words. You can use Project Online. For another group, you might use Project for the Web, that's not as structured, and they just want to get things done and get a project, quote unquote project, scheduled out there. And then for project operations, it's going to be in and around a little bit more detail around the financial area, invoicing, rate tables. When we hear anything to do with heavy costing, we'll say, hey, have you heard about project operations? So if I was to say three things across these tool sets, just really high level, if I want to deal with structured projects and resourcing, I'm going to be in, the execution level. I might be doing Project Online, okay? If I'm going to be doing a lighter weight project, whether it's structured or not, and I want some quick visibility, and I'm not too worried about the resources, resource over allocation. They can manage their own. I really want this to be a task management and a visibility tool. Then you choose Project for the Web. And I already mentioned it, but I'll mention it again. If this is going to be in and around, some heavy processing, we want workflow, talking to a couple different systems, and we're going to be focused on costs, rates, invoices that come in. We want to tie it into our CRM tool. Then a lot of folks choose project operations or project online because they both can do a little of that, but project operations would be more for the financial module. If folks already have Dynamics F&O, finance and operations, then it's sort of a no-brainer to go to project operations. So I'll just put that rail right there. So if we can take all this and put it together, you're eventually going to have your solution. So you can take, we just mentioned, lightweight stuff, task management over in Planner. At Microsoft PPM, I'm encapsulating both Project for the Web and Project Online because you can do a lot for your different organizations there. And then you're going to bring everything else in. You're going to bring the power level of reporting with Power BI. You're going to bring the collaboration and user experience in with Teams, as well as the M365 stack. If you want to get anything to deal with services that are working in a cloud base, pulling out your databases or anything else that you have there, getting rid of these antiquated servers that are behind your desk and putting those on the cloud, that's going to be Azure. And then lastly is the bottom right-hand corner. Dynamics is a huge entity. We're just talking about the project module in Dynamics. You have, your sales, you have your CRMs, you have all these different modules that are out there for Dynamics. So if you haven't heard of that or you're not using it, I'll show you the link that you can go and explore. So I know I just threw a lot at you, but it really comes down to this. How are you going to work? And how is the group that you're looking for a solution, how are they going to work? So if you just take the bare bones of that question, you'll get an answer of one or potentially two solutions that we just talked about. Now on the left-hand side, this is all about individuals. This is what I'm going to be doing, putting my blinders on and really just managing my tasks. Now a lot of that information, regardless of what system you can roll down to the MeWork area. And that's the beauty of it. But for a simple user, MeWork, they're probably going to use Planner, To Do, Outlook, emails, and Excel, something like that. When we get into the WeWork area, then we actually have maybe longer projects, and we're really going to start understanding how we work together. Now you're going to open this up for the WeWork. You open this up to say, okay, I need to start managing potentially other resources and dependencies. That is going to be either project for the web or project online. And then department resources and even the company connection. This is really where you're going across the board and leveraging the tools that we just talked about, but then putting on the other pieces of Microsoft. So putting on the collaboration tier, if you will. So as you start building, this is how your organization is going to start stacking up, taking all these and saying, okay, we have teams as the top, and then we start getting into analytics and reporting, and then we use one of those 3 or potential 4 areas that we just talked about. If you take all these and you line them up to the MeWork, the WeWork, or the enterprise work, this is typically how it falls, okay? So you have your planner, your teams, and again, teams just for tasks would be down there. I'll show you the next area is really my vision and what we see across the organization. But the share work, people do Visio, they do project for the web, lighter weight. The project management part is going to be either DevOps, project online, and really in there should also be at that managed work level, project management, should also be project operations. I'll make sure we update those slides. And then you have the enterprise. From reporting perspective, going across the project operations or project online. Those are going to be your full solutions being able to see. Any questions on how we sort of taking these tools and matching them up to really how you folks are defining how you're going to manage work? So we see all this in the purple lens. So you take all these and you house them within teams. So we just talked about separating out, the we work, the me work, and the departmental work. That choice is going to be one of your green areas down there. Some flavor of project, right? And then even maybe your planner area. That flavor of project that we're just talking about, again, at a high level, project standalone is going to be a project that you're managing by yourself. No one else sees it. Project online is a more collaborative area where you can see resources, projects, dependencies, and you can even get into timesheeting. Project operations, you're going to be actually using Project for the Web as the hub, as the ability to go in there and manage some of those projects. But you can extend it into the platform, if you will, and then you can actually start tracking other things like Project Online, So you can start tracking programs and portfolios. The hook for project operations is going to be the cost components of it. So those people that have been using or heard of the Dynamics PSA, that's the project service automation tool that used to be there. Project operations is now replacing, for all purposes, replacing that PSA. So it's more of a dynamics tool. So what does this look like and feel like? So really quickly, thought we'd drop you into the world of Teams. Now, I happen to be in Teams here, and we have a project team centric here. So these are different project teams that you can see. On my screen right now is, a new project request. So I come in here and you can create a new project. All of this, hey, I need a new development or agile or Scrum or whatever it happens to be. If you're starting to talk about methodologies and managing techniques, you're really going to be up in the enterprise category. So this dovetails very nicely to Project Online, which this is. Out of the box, we're just taking templates, we're pushing that up through into Teams, and this is Project Online 101, creation of a project. From a project for the web versus Project Online comparison, I'm going to switch over here. This project for the web, it's also Plan 1 for licensing. This is the lightweight tool for individuals within your organization that want to manage or keep track of project tasks, but don't necessarily have the rigor or maybe even the skills to manage a highly PM'd project. And they might not even like Microsoft Project itself. They can come in here and take a look at a grid view or Excel-like view. They could add additional columns if they'd like to. They can, hide and reduce and do all that just like you can in Excel. And I can update from here. Go into support, click on the information. It pops up over here. I can put my duration, my start finish, whatever I have in here. There's also this note. I picked something that has some effort in here of effort driven, right? So we've completed 40 hours, we have 30 hours, 360 hours remaining. So there's this effort-based planning. Project for the web, from a resourcing perspective, here's a big differentiator between the tools. From resources, for project for the web, it's going to assume everything's 100%. That's number one. Anybody can go on and update that task that's on this plan, this project. And once it's completed for that individual, it's completed for the entire task. If you want your tasks to be resourced or assigned is the term we use, right? Assigned to multiple resources, and you want those resources to be able to contribute or give detailed information about that task, they can through Project Online. Project Online, you have a couple different areas that we can see. You have a timesheet view that some folks like or are disingenuated with, but anyway, this is where an individual could go in and update what they worked on, in a grid view over here, but also they can see tasks from a perspective of what am I doing upcoming, what am I supposed to be doing that's late, and then actually what have I completed. So a little different look and feel. This also, my friends, can be embedded into Teams. So it can still have that same team look and feel, and they can come in here and see all their information as far as a task go. Now, the other area that we talked about was another task tool, which was Planner, that's out there too. If you want these tasks to show up in Teams and or Planner, you also could do that. That would be using the Planner Sync tool, and it will take all of these tasks that which are in Coho Health. This is a project name, right? And it's going to push these out to Planner. So if I go ahead and take a look at my Planner and I go over to Coho Health, this is where I'm seeing those same exact tasks that were over up in the project area, but I'm now seeing them in my board, okay, my Planner board. And depending on who's added here, these folks can go ahead and see this. You can add a member just by searching. You can also add a person. Here's incorporate feedback. I can go up here, to the ad and go find somebody, so let's see, who do I have in here? I have Alex and Megan. So I can go ahead and someone that's not even on here, right? Like Adele. Where's Adele? Adele's not here. So who else do I have in this environment? Ilya. I got to remember my names. That's what I need to do. Okay. So here's an example. So I have Alex, who's unassigned, meaning on this project. But notice here I also have Alan, who's not even on this project. And I can go ahead and assign them. So that's pretty cool. They're in the resource pool that's being leveraged at Project Online, Active Directory, and I can go ahead and assign Alan here. By doing so, I want you to see this. Pretty cool. It says, hey, this person doesn't exist in this project. By adding them, you're now going to associate them to the group, which means add them to the project, or sorry, to the plan, and they're also going to be added to that project as an assignment. Do you want to do that? Yes or no? They will be able to see and do whatever they can within that team structure. He's like, yes, that's exactly what I want to do. Go ahead and assign and add them. There's Alan. The sync tool itself would run. You grab that, what I just updated, and it would send this back to obtain and approved back over in my project view of this project. So I'm back over in Project Online. I'm going to go ahead and open a project here, and I can see that same task area for my project. And I select the right one, hopefully, Coho Assessment. You let the sync tool run, and you're going to have Alan, now our new team member, that's going to be on here. So I wanted to sort of show you the differences between these, all right, tools. I also mentioned that I was going to leave you with an area. I can click the right one. For you folks to self-serve. And I will drop that URL into the chat as well. And this is going to talk, I can get the right one. Here it is. So let's put a new tab, and I'm going to pop that right in here. So everything we covered today from a solutions set, Project Online, you want to learn a little bit more about that, even see a demo, you could do that. Project for the web, again, lightweight, okay, you can use it in tandem with Project Online. We talked about Planner being a lightweight task management system. You can sync, if you'd like to, from Project Online into Planner. We didn't talk about this, but if you wanted a task app, okay, this is literally bringing all of your tasks into Teams to do as well, to manage some of these. And the last is going to be project operations. And project operations, again, for those folks that want a little bit more detail, is all about leveraging, and really when you get into it, it's about that connective service. So I said costing, but account management, really a little bit more detailed rigor around your project. Now, a lot of organizations say, we already do that. We do that in Dynamics, great. This is a perfect tool for you. We do that in SAP. We do that in Oracle. Any one of those others, this would really be potentially an in tandem or a replacement to some of those other solutions that are out there. And so let me go ahead and make sure that you have this in the chat pane, and I'm going to open it up for questions. For the recording sake, and anybody that's listening to the recording, if you had any questions for us, go ahead and submit them. You can submit them, and I'll put this in the chat as well, to info@ppmworks.com. That's info@ppmworks.com, and we'll be sure to answer any of your questions. Another question that comes up is, I saw that you had recordings out there. Yes, we do. You can see the recording of a similar session that we just went through on this page itself. Otherwise, I invite you to go ahead, let me refresh that here, and go out to our YouTube channel for PPM Works. There we are. All the recordings that are out here, you can go in and individually see them, or you can go into a playlist. And this playlist, I will copy that and put that in. But if you want to see something on Power BI for the web, project operations, whatever it happens to be, we have channels for all those products that we just talked about. So on behalf of Microsoft, PPM Works, and the whole Reimagine team, wanted to thank you for joining us. Have yourself a great day, and we look forward to seeing you in some other boardrooms. Bye now.